How's it going today, guys? Trucks and Water here, and in today's video I'll be going over an interesting topic. I had is either a comment or a DM on Instagram. Basically the gist of it was, is it worth buying a half-ton, three-quarter-ton, 1-ton, gas diesel truck, or is it better off buying a mid-size truck? And it got me thinking about that subject, and I'm gonna go over some things to help you all out. But before we get into this video, I need two things from you all. Number one, take your ego and set it aside. I know it's gonna be hard for some of you all, because, oh my god, you have to drive a freaking lifted Cummins on freaking 40s and blah blah blah. Take your ego and set it aside. Please, just take your ego and set it aside. And second of all, I'm also a proponent of buy what you want because it's your money. You earned it. Buy what you want. I do that. I'm 100% for that. But this is also more for, I guess, my age group, younger, like basically in their 20s, maybe 30s, maybe somewhere around there, to really think about, do you really need, especially that 3/4-ton, 1-ton diesel truck, or a mid-sized truck like a Tacoma, Colorado, Ranger, whatever. Now, I don't have any, expertise on the Rangers and the Colorados. I don't have one. All I have is a Tacoma. I've driven for almost a year now, so I have expertise on this. But that's basically what it is. But like I said, unless it's not your money, it's mommy and daddy bought, buy what you want. Like, I'm a big proponent of that. Buy what makes you happy, because you won't be happy really otherwise. Let's start off with number one, cost. I bought my truck brand new. I put a very, very healthy down payment down. Tax title out the door was $42,300, and I financed through Toyota themselves. They gave me a better interest rate and better payment option than my bank I banked through. Now, that is also because I have a very, very, very good credit score. Very nice, healthy down payment. My payments are pretty low, and I don't have any issues. That being said, this truck came with 2-year or 24,000 mile maintenance coverage. So oil changes, tire rotations, all like that are maintenance free for 2 years or 24,000 miles. These trucks right here are so cheap to maintain. There's not much that goes into these trucks, especially the Toyota Tacomas. These are very cheap to maintain, whereas a diesel, you got your oil changes cost a crap ton. You got fuel filters, all kinds of other filters, transmission flushes, diff flushes, DEF. If that goes bad, don't even get me started on that. And if you take it down to Mexico to get some parts taken off it, that also costs money. So there's the maintenance costs alone there, which this is a better option. Let's be real, guys. I'm gonna be real with you right now. I could have gone out and bought a diesel truck if I wanted to. But here's the catch. If I wanted to keep the life I have right now, and plus gaining momentum to other goals in my life, buying land, building a house, stuff like that, there would be no point in me buying a diesel, because it just, yes, I could afford it, but I couldn't keep the lifestyle I have. And that's another thing you gotta think about, guys. I'm a big proponent, work towards your goals, better yourself, all that kind of stuff, but you also got to be realistic at the point in time you're at. Is it worth going so much in debt that you can't live a life, that you can't enjoy life, that you can't go out and do stuff with your buddies, or do stuff with your significant other, or have other hobbies besides trucks? Now, if that's all you like, I totally get it, but you got to think about that. It's not worth getting yourself massively in debt to impress other people. If you want to do it for you. Don't do it for other people. Don't do it for the Instagram likes or the YouTube clicks or whatever you want to do with it. Do it because you love to do it. I love to build trucks, any type of truck, whether it's my OBS Chevy or now my Tacoma. Does not matter. I just like building trucks. And yes, one day I will get a diesel. Like, one day, that is a goal of mine, to have a diesel truck and modify it and stuff like that. Just right now, it was not in the cards. So that leads into my second proponent. Most of y'all don't need a diesel, and here's why. You don't need one because you don't tow the weight rating that diesel tows. You don't need a diesel because diesel trucks are made to work. You have to work them. They're not... More modern day diesels, yes, can be more of a daily driver, but in the gist of things, diesels are made to work. Now, can you take them and make them like a hot rod, like a weekend cruiser and stuff like that? Big injectors, turbo, built trans, of course, you can do that too. But most of y'all do not need a diesel. My Tacoma is ready to tow, I think it was either 6,400 or 6,800 pounds. That is perfect for what I tow right now, which I don't tow really much of anything. But most of you all don't have anything that you tow with that provokes a diesel truck. Now, maybe a half ton, yes, you know, the half tons are getting up there in tow rating. My mom's Tundra is rated for 11,000 pounds. So a half ton you'll be perfectly okay with. A mid-sized trucks can tow a pretty good amount of weight now, pretty efficiently too. It's not like the older style trucks that could not tow pretty much anything. There's something right there is that you gotta think about is what you're using your truck for. Is it a daily driver? Is it all this stuff? Because most of you all don't use a diesel for diesel purposes. Now my truck, now granted it's not lifted, not big wheels and tires now, with the cold air intake and the hotter coils on the motor, it gets upwards of 26-27 miles to the gallon running down the interstate at 75-80 miles an hour. Yes, the modern diesel trucks, some of the older ones, they got pretty good mileage. But with the cost of diesel the way it's at right now, thanks Biden, it's not worth going to a diesel when modern day gas trucks also, especially these mid-size trucks, are getting such great fuel mileage. And they're a decently sized truck. The mid-size trucks now are not a small truck by any stretch of the imagination like they used to be. They're very roomy on the inside. They got plenty of room in the back as long as you're not superly stupid tall. And plenty of room in the bed too for all the stuff you need. They're an equivalent of a half ton back in the day pretty much on their tow rating, cab size, stuff like that. That's another thing, guys, is also that. Now, this would be getting more into I guess the hobby. Most of you all that buy trucks that watch this channel like to modify, like to tinker, like to build it different, which is awesome. I love doing it, you love doing it, that's great. With the cost of diesel and diesel trucks now, stuff, and even some of the half-ton stuff, that money you would take for that truck, you could buy a mid-sized truck and modify and make it look really, really good. If you are modifying a truck to get people to like you, to get a girl to like you, get stuff like that, or you're trying to buy a diesel truck or a big truck so people would like you, or you'd be part of the group, or a girl like you, you'll never be happy in life. Those people are very shallow, all that kind of stuff. It's not worth it, guys. Like, do it because you love to do it, but don't do it to impress other people. I did not buy a Tacoma to impress anybody. This is not an impressive truck right now. I mean, when I'm done with it, I'll build it the way I want it built, and it'll be impressive to me, but that's not the goal of why I bought this Tacoma. Because I liked it. I drove it. I fell in love with it. My mom had one before she got her Tundra. It works out really good for my lifestyle right now, and it does what I need it to do. So, that being said, guys, make sure this is not like a promo video for Toyota Tacomas. Now, granted, if you want one, I totally recommend it. But this is just kind of a reality check for a lot of you people that are looking at buying trucks right now, especially in this market right now. It's ups and downs, and it's just acting weird with the price of gas and diesel. It's crazy right now. But keep that in mind, guys. Anybody that makes fun of you for buying a mid-sized truck, not buying a diesel, buying a half-ton, not a 3/4 ton or 1 ton, probably, number one, doesn't use the truck for what it's actually made for. Number two, 9 times out of 10, especially my age, they legitimately cannot afford it. Like, yes, they can afford the truck, but that's all they can afford. They can't afford to do really much of anything else, which is kind of a boring life. Like, I have a lot of other hobbies and interests and stuff I like to do besides trucks. Now, this is a big part of my life, 100%, yes. I like to do other stuff too. So think about that, guys. Now, if you can afford it, if you got a job or you're in a position where you can afford it, go right freaking ahead. If I could afford it right now, I'll be sitting in either in a Platinum F250 or a Laramie murdered out Ram or an LTZ or a Denali Duramax. So, you know, if you can afford it, go for it. But also be honest with yourself is what I'm trying to say. Comment down below what you think, guys. Like I said, I'm not trying to make fun of anybody. I'm not trying to call anybody out. I'm just trying to, like, make you all think, is it really worth the headache? Because, you know, when I was younger, of course, I wanted the diesel truck. That's what made you cool, was diesel, 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 diesel. As I've gotten older, not really. The people that say that and the people that promote that and like you won't get any friends unless you have a diesel and blah, 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 are probably people you don't want to hang around with is what I figured out. So, that being said, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. More content coming. on the Tacoma. We're getting ready to start building her very, very soon. Starting in March, we'll get some parts coming in, getting her ready to go for this upcoming show season. If you like the video, leave a like on the channel. Please subscribe. Join the Trucks and Water family. We're constantly growing, changing, trying new and better things. I hope you all have a great day, and remember, never give up on your dreams.